I'm not raised like that. I don't go. I'm not going back my mom. I'm not going. So tell your ass mama dig her ass and post
life situations to create something that's entertaining without being specific. That's entertainment to me. Like if I had an issue.
Welcome back to BuzzBuster. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss daily videos. 50 Cent dropped a single photo of Tiny Harris and the internet exploded instantly. One post, one image, and suddenly every comment section was on fire with people arguing, guessing, and digging into old drama like detectives. But what really sent shockwaves through the room was what he said right after that. He brought up King Harris and started questioning who his real father is, and nobody in the rap world expected that twist at all. The moment those words hit the timeline,
When have you known me to be indirect with an issue?
You're pretty direct.
Right, so if I had a problem with any artist, trust me, they would know.
the comment section turned into total chaos overnight. People were reposting, reacting, and trying to figure out what 50 really meant. And when you start hearing the rumors people have been whispering about behind the scenes in this marriage for years, the whole situation starts looking way deeper than just another rap beef. Suddenly, it feels less like trolling and more like somebody pulling the curtain back on years of quiet tension. This situation is way bigger than a normal back and forth between artists. The tension, the long history, and the wild bomb 50 just dropped all connect to something that's been building for a long time.
Line about T.I.
Absolutely, for the public to
This didn't come out of nowhere. To understand why everything exploded like this, you have to rewind the clock. This drama didn't suddenly appear in February 2026. The truth is, this story has been quietly heating up for almost 2 decades. And the reason it finally blew up like this is because one man, Curtis James Jackson II, the guy the world knows as 50 Cent, decided he wasn't playing nice anymore and went straight for the jugular. The tension between 50 Cent and T.I. actually goes all the way back to the mid-2000s. At that time, both of them were sitting right at the top of the rap game. 50 Cent was running G-Unit like a full empire, millions of records moving, business deals everywhere, and control over his lane in a way almost nobody else had pulled off. At the same time,
I wanted 50, that's what I said. He don't want no smoke though. Oh, Lord. I called my man out, he don't want no smoke, he ducking smoke.
T.I., Clifford Joseph Harris Jr. out of Atlanta, was making it loud and clear that he was the king of the South. And honestly, with the music T.I. was dropping back then, it was hard for anybody to argue with that claim. The records were hitting, the charts were moving, and Atlanta was standing right behind him. These were 2 gigantic names in hip-hop. When stars that big exist in the same space, tension almost comes with the territory. Back then, the friction stayed mostly quiet though. A few slick comments and interviews, competitive energy floating around, and little subtle shots that sharp-eyed fans picked up on. Nothing had exploded into a full war yet, but the pressure was definitely building. Then, around 2007 and 2008, things started getting a lot more serious. That's when 50 Cent began pointing directly at T.I.'s legal situation and asking a question that can follow someone in hip-hop forever. He openly wondered whether the so-called King of the South had been cooperating with federal authorities.
Moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows and shit while we were around each other, man. I said, what you think about this? Like, shit, I said, yeah.
That single idea alone was enough to shake the entire conversation in the rap world. Here's what actually happened in October 2007. T.I. was arrested in Atlanta during an operation set up by the ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Investigators said he attempted to purchase 3 machine guns and 2 silencers through a bodyguard who was secretly working with law enforcement. Those were extremely serious federal charges, the kind that can flip someone's life upside down overnight. Each count alone carried the possibility of up to 10 years in prison plus a $250,000 fine. The situation was massive. So when the sentence finally came down in March 2009 and T.I. received 1 year and 1 day, people across the rap world started raising their eyebrows. Fans, bloggers, and even artists began doing their own math. To many of them, the numbers didn't seem to line up the way they expected. And if there's one thing everybody knows about 50 Cent, it's that he rarely stays quiet when something starts buzzing in the streets. So, in 2008, when G-Unit dropped the album TOS, Terminate on Sight, one particular track instantly grabbed everybody's attention.
It was like, all right, cool, so shit. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. Going on. Then that's what it was about. Cause now I question your...
The song You So Tough had one line that sent shockwaves through the entire industry. The moment people heard it, everybody started replaying the verse, trying to figure out exactly who 50 Cent was aiming at. On the record, he rapped, "I got the best lawyers money can buy. They said it would have got me 10 or maybe 9. I said, well, how do you explain how homie breathe? So keep your mouth shut or you eat the cheese." Those bars instantly had people talking. Fans, bloggers, and radio hosts all started asking the same question. Who was he talking about? The speculation spread fast, and one name kept coming up in every conversation. When interviewers pressed 50 Cent and asked directly if that line was about T.I., he tried to keep it smooth at first. He dodged the question, laughed it off, and acted like it wasn't a big deal. But just a few seconds later, the message started sounding a lot clearer. The way he answered had fans feeling like he basically confirmed what everybody was already thinking. Now, T.I. has always stood firm on his side of the story. He has repeatedly said he never told on anyone and that the situation was deeply personal for him.
According to T.I.,
I say something about my mama, your mama, go dig her up, post a picture of your mama, she pay respect, stop playing with my...
everything he did was connected to seeking justice for his close friend, Falant Johnson, who was tragically killed in Cincinnati back in 2006. That loss hit him hard, and he said the entire situation around the case came from that moment in his life. As part of his legal agreement, T.I. completed more than 1,000 hours of community service. He also traveled across 25 different states, speaking to thousands of young people, sharing messages about making smarter choices and avoiding the mistakes that can change your life forever. But in hip-hop culture, once the word snitch starts floating around, it spreads 10 times faster than any explanation ever could. Rumors move quick, and once they start, they're almost impossible to stop. After all that noise, the tension between 50 Cent and T.I. cooled off for a while. The issue briefly popped back up in 2020 when T.I. made comments about the death of rapper King Von in Atlanta that 50 Cent felt were disrespectful toward a grieving community. Even then, the situation never completely exploded. The real explosion didn't happen until 2026. And surprisingly, it all started during a casual conversation about a possible versus battle before everything suddenly turned personal and spiraled out of control fast.
Don't enjoy it. I do not. Simply because I've spent so much time trying to get this off the lid.
In early February 2026, T.I. appeared on the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. That's where things started getting interesting. During the conversation, T.I. told a story about a time when he and 50 Cent were both in Los Angeles working on television projects. According to T.I., the two of them actually had a real discussion about doing a versus battle to celebrate their music and their impact on hip-hop. T.I. explained that from his point of view, the conversation sounded serious. He said they talked it through and basically agreed it could be a huge moment for the culture. But the drama kicked off the second T.I. mentioned it publicly. Suddenly, the conversation that was supposed to be about music started turning into something way more personal. Suddenly, 50 Cent started acting like he had no idea what T.I. was even talking about. The same conversation that T.I. described in detail was now being brushed off like it never happened at all. Fans immediately noticed the disconnect, and the internet started picking sides fast. Later on, T.I. doubled down and explained the situation again with more detail. He made it clear that from his perspective, the conversation was real and serious. At that point, most fans expected the usual hip-hop response, maybe a diss track, a few sharp bars, or some competitive back and forth between two veterans of the game. That's normally how rap settles these kinds of disputes, but 50 Cent didn't go that route at all. Instead, he took things somewhere way more personal.
Talking about King? Yes. And now he has justifiable means to undo all of the teachings that I've been teaching.
He jumped on Instagram and posted an unflattering photo of Tamika Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife, with a caption telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. That wasn't a shot at T.I.'s music. It wasn't about albums, charts, or rap skills. This time, the post aimed directly at his family. And the moment a spouse gets pulled into a public feud, the entire energy shifts fast. What started as rap competition suddenly turns into something a lot more serious. Right in the middle of all this was King Harris, their 21-year-old son, watching everything unfold online along with millions of other people. Every post, every comment, every reaction was happening in real time across social media. The situation was blowing up minute by minute. At that point, the situation wasn't really about music anymore. Once family gets dragged into the spotlight, everything moves into a completely different lane. Because when people take shots at this particular family, they're touching a story tied to years of rumors, pressure, and private struggles that most outsiders never fully saw. That's exactly why 50 Cent going after Tiny Harris landed so hard online. It wasn't just a random name being pulled into a rap feud.
Damani's always cool.
Guess what? What the fuck? What universe is this? You know what I'm saying, bro?
To understand why the reaction was so intense, especially from King Harris, you have to understand who Tamika Tiny Harris really is. A lot of people casually think of Tiny as simply T.I.'s wife, but that description barely scratches the surface. Long before T.I. was dominating charts and calling himself the King of the South, Tiny already had her own powerful place in the music world. Tiny already had a real name in the music industry long before all this drama ever started. She wasn't just known as someone connected to a famous rapper. She had already built her own reputation in music. She was born Tamika Diane Cottle on July 14, 1975 in College Park, Georgia. In the early 1990s, she rose to fame as a member of the R&B group Escape, one of the groups that helped shape the entire sound of that era. Their songs were everywhere, their voices were on every radio station, and their influence was impossible to ignore.
But Tiny wasn't just standing on stage performing. Behind the scenes, she was writing records that helped define the careers of other artists. She co-wrote the massive TLC hit No Scrubs, a song that became one of the biggest anthems of the late 90s. She also contributed to projects connected to Destiny's Child.
Like, man, listen, man. I'm a logical, reasonable man of respect, bro. And I raise my children.
Building a songwriting resume that many people in the music industry would consider a lifetime achievement all by itself. Before her relationship with T.I., Tiny's personal life mostly stayed out of the spotlight. She was in a relationship with a man named Zani Zebo Pulland for about 6 years, starting around 1992. During that time, they welcomed a daughter named Zanique, who was born in 1996. Years later, Zanique would step into the music world herself. She became part of the girl group OMG Girls, following a similar path into entertainment just like her mother did. Over the years, Tiny has also shared a few stories about moments from her past. One story she talked about on their reality show involved a brief friendship with Tupac Shakur back in 1994. According to Tiny, the connection between them almost turned romantic at one point, but she explained that things never actually crossed that line. Sadly, Tupac passed away in 1996, not long after that period in her life. Outside of those moments, there really hasn't been much in Tiny's past tied to major controversy. For the most part, her story in the industry has been about music, family, and staying closely connected to the culture that helped build her career. Tiny first crossed paths with T.I. in 2001 through the music business. At the time, Escape had connections around the same industry circles tied to his label.
To be men of respect, logical, reasonable, and not to be emotional.
Grand Hustle Records. But funny enough, Tiny reportedly wasn't interested in him at all in the beginning. Stories say she actually turned T.I. down multiple times. Some even say she stood him up before finally agreeing to give him a real chance. By the mid-2000s, their relationship had grown much more serious. What started as a slow connection eventually turned into a long-term partnership. The two later made it official with a quiet courthouse wedding in Miami Beach on July 30th, 2010. And from the outside looking in, it seemed like a powerful couple in hip-hop had finally locked things in for good. Later on, T.I. and Tiny celebrated their marriage with bigger gatherings surrounded by friends and family in Atlanta and Las Vegas. What started as a quiet courthouse wedding quickly turned into full celebrations with the people closest to them. Together, they welcomed 3 children. King was born in 2004, Major arrived in 2008, and Eris was born in 2016. Their family continued to grow, but their journey wasn't without painful moments. In 2007, the couple went through a heartbreaking loss when they experienced a stillbirth. That tragedy deeply affected the entire family and became one of the most difficult chapters in their lives. When you combine T.I.'s children from previous relationships with Tiny's daughter, the couple was raising a blended family of 7 kids under one roof. That's a huge household, and from the very beginning, their marriage had to face serious pressure. Only a few months after their wedding, things got even more complicated. T.I. was arrested again on drug charges while still on probation.
And when I see King, how he moving, it's emotional, and I know, and me too, you know what I'm saying? Me too. You know, you drag the matriarch,
which led to additional time in custody. Even during that stressful period, Tiny stayed by his side and supported him through the situation. Eventually, the couple opened their lives to the public with the VH1 reality series T.I. and Tiny: The Family Hustle. The show aired from 2011 to 2017 and gave viewers a front-row seat into their daily family life. Fans saw plenty of good moments on television. Family vacations, funny parenting situations, celebrations, and the chaos that comes with raising a big household. On screen, the family looked lively and united, but behind the scenes, their relationship was dealing with pressure that many viewers didn't fully realize at the time. One of the most talked about moments happened in 2014 when T.I. got into a heated confrontation with boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. at a restaurant in Las Vegas. The situation escalated quickly and grabbed headlines everywhere. Rumors had started spreading that Mayweather had been getting a little too friendly with Tiny, and the tension between the two men eventually boiled over. The confrontation was caught on video, and the footage spread across the internet almost instantly. Both Tiny and Mayweather later denied that anything romantic ever happened between them. Mayweather explained that he had known Tiny even before she was ever with T.I. and said the rumors were being blown way out of proportion. Tiny also addressed the situation in a 2018 interview on Candy Coated Nights. She explained that she did not physically cheat on T.I. However, she admitted that Mayweather had been flirting with her during a period when her marriage was already going through a difficult phase. In her own words, Tiny explained the situation very directly. She said, "I didn't cheat, I didn't have any. He flirted with me. Everybody needs a little attention, especially if she ain't getting it."
That statement alone gave fans a real glimpse into how strained the relationship had become during that time.
of our household into some nonsense. So the one thing that I am proud of out of all of this is that the women and children in our family see that it's a line of men.
When someone says something like that publicly, it usually means things behind the scenes were already under serious pressure. The biggest breaking point finally arrived in December 2016. On December 7th, Tiny officially filed for divorce in Henry County, Georgia. The paperwork listed irreconcilable differences and also requested primary custody of their children. Court records confirmed the filing was completely real, and the news quickly spread everywhere. Headlines popped up across entertainment blogs and social media as fans tried to figure out what had finally pushed the couple to that point. At first, the legal process hit a delay because T.I. had not been properly served with the paperwork, but Tiny didn't back down. She filed again in April 2017, making it clear she was serious about moving forward at the time. Later, when she spoke publicly about that period, she didn't try to sugarcoat anything. During a 2019 interview, Tiny described the decision as a matter of protecting her own self-respect. She explained that she had been dealing with years of cheating, dishonesty, and ongoing disrespect. Eventually, she reached a point where she felt she had to stand up for herself and stop accepting behavior that was hurting her. But by the summer of 2017, something unexpected happened. Instead of finalizing the separation, the couple stepped back from the edge and chose to work things out. T.I. openly talked about how much Tiny meant to him. He called her his best friend and said that kind of connection wasn't something he was ready to just walk away from. The final season of their reality show actually revealed just how close they came to ending the marriage for good. Cameras captured the tension, the arguments, and the heavy conversations about whether their relationship could survive. It wasn't just reality TV drama either.
I see.
That's here.
Right.
Against who the fuck ever. You know what I mean? And we not here to defeat.
Those were real moments from a couple trying to figure out if their bond could be saved. But the show also revealed something else. It showed the long process of rebuilding trust and slowly finding their way back to stable ground again. And eventually, they really did reconnect. In 2025, the couple celebrated 15 years of marriage with a trip to Thailand. They shared clips from a yacht, smiling together and posting heartfelt captions that showed a much stronger connection. T.I. openly called Tiny the love of his life. Tiny also spoke about how much he had grown over the years and how their bond had evolved after more than 2 decades together. After everything they had faced, it looked like they had finally pushed through the storm and made it to the other side. Then, in early 2026, they stepped out together again at the Grammy Awards, dressed sharp, smiling for cameras, and looking completely united as a couple. From the outside, everything appeared solid, stronger than ever. Everything seemed solid from the outside. The couple looked united, the family looked strong, and fans believed the rough chapters were finally behind them. Then, suddenly, 50 Cent dropped that photo online, and the entire situation exploded almost instantly. Within hours, social media turned into a storm of rumors, reactions, and heated debates. One of the biggest claims spreading online was the idea pushed by 50 that King Harris might not even be T.I.'s biological son. The comments shocked a lot of people and immediately pulled the family deeper into the drama. But it's important to understand something here. There are no verified records or confirmed facts supporting that claim. Public information shows that King Harris was born in 2004, about 3 years into T.I. and Tiny's relationship. Since then, both of them have always raised him and publicly recognized him as their son. From everything seen publicly, King has always been part of the family, without question. That's why many people saw the paternity talk as 50 Cent doing what he's known for, throwing out the most personal jab possible just to spark a reaction and set the internet on fire. And clearly, it worked.
King Harris is not backing down to 50 Cent, getting disrespectful more by the day. Look at this video. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. I know one thing, 50 Cent is calculated with the way that he moves.
But beyond the rap drama and the tension between artists, this family had already been dealing with challenges far heavier than a social media feud. Things took an even more serious turn starting in January 2021. Around that time, more than a dozen women came forward with serious allegations involving both T.I. and Tiny. The accusations claimed that between 2005 and 2018, there were situations where women said they were drugged, assaulted, held against their will, or transported across state lines. The accusations were extremely serious and quickly became national headlines.
T.I. and Tiny strongly denied every single accusation from the very beginning. They stated that the allegations were completely false and described the situation as an organized attempt to pressure them for money. Their attorney, Steve Sato, publicly defended them and called the accusations an assorted shakedown campaign. He argued that the claims had no real merit and said the couple intended to fight the accusations through the legal system. The controversy quickly led to real consequences. Their VH1 reality show was paused and eventually shut down while the network reviewed the situation. In May 2021, the Los Angeles Police Department confirmed it had opened an investigation into the allegations, but by September 2021, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office announced they would not file criminal charges. Officials explained that the statute of limitations had already expired for the incidents that were being reported. Investigators in Georgia also did not move forward with criminal charges. However, the legal situation wasn't completely finished. In January 2024, one of the accusers, an Air Force veteran using the name Jane Doe, filed a civil lawsuit under a California law that allows certain claims to be brought forward even after the usual legal deadline. So while the criminal investigations had ended, the broader controversy surrounding the case continued to follow the couple for years afterward. The lawsuit didn't end quietly either. T.I. and Tiny challenged the case in court, pushing back against the accusations and the legal claims being made against them. Then in August 2024, a federal judge dismissed the case. However, the plaintiff was given the option to refile the lawsuit if she chose to return with additional details and evidence. So while there were no criminal charges and no convictions, the controversy still left a long shadow over the couple's public image. That's exactly why when 50 Cent posted Tiny's photo and turned her into the punchline of a joke, it hit differently for a lot of people. This wasn't just playful teasing between rappers anymore. He wasn't joking about albums, chart positions, or a versus battle. Instead, he took aim at a family that had already gone through public marriage struggles, cheating rumors, and a high-profile investigation. And he did it in front of millions of people online, like it was just another day on social media. The post spread across the internet in minutes. Screenshots started flying everywhere, blogs picked up the story, and comment sections quickly turned into battlegrounds. Some fans thought it was classic 50 Cent trolling. After all, he's built a reputation for throwing sharp jokes and personal jabs online for years. But others felt like this time he crossed a serious line by dragging someone's wife into a conflict that originally started over music. For T.I., the situation suddenly became much bigger than defending his name as a rapper. Now it looked like his family's reputation was being tested in public.
And the way that he attacked, so if y'all really think that he is gonna let all of this disrespect slide, y'all is crazy. I just wonder what y'all had the same type of energy that y'all having when King doing what he do.
And in hip-hop culture, respect around family is something people take very seriously. But the first person to react wasn't T.I. at all. It was King Harris. At just 21 years old, King had already grown up in the spotlight. For years, he had watched millions of people comment on his parents, their marriage, and their personal lives. But now he was seeing his own mother become the target of a viral joke spreading all over the internet. King jumped online and started responding in real time. His posts made it clear he wasn't amused by the situation a bit. He spoke up for his mother and made it known that he felt the whole thing had crossed a line. And just like that, the story changed direction. Now it wasn't just 50 Cent versus T.I. A new generation had stepped right into the middle of the drama. The energy online started shifting fast, because when a son sees his mother getting dragged across the internet, sometimes he decides he's not staying quiet about it. That moment lit the fuse for everything that followed, and it explains exactly why King Harris didn't respond calmly at all. The second King Harris saw that photo of his mother sitting on 50 Cent's Instagram page, something inside him instantly switched into defense mode. There was no quiet reaction coming after that moment. King Harris is only 21 years old, but he has spent his entire life growing up in the spotlight. Being the son of two famous parents means cameras, headlines, and non-stop social media chatter have always been part of his world.
For years, he watched people online talk about his family. Strangers constantly speculated about his parents' relationship, debated their private lives, and dragged his mother through gossip blogs and comment sections. That kind of pressure builds up over time. So when the same rapper his father had already been clashing with suddenly posted Tiny's photo as a joke, it clearly struck a nerve.
And what happened next wasn't some polished PR response or a carefully planned diss track recorded in a studio. King jumped straight onto Instagram stories and started firing back in real time. His responses were raw, emotional, and completely unfiltered. Millions of people watched the situation unfold as he defended his mother and made it clear he felt the situation had crossed a serious line. But in the middle of that heated reaction, King stepped into territory that many people in hip-hop consider extremely sensitive. During the posts, he referenced 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who tragically passed away in 1983 when 50 was still a child. King suggested that if 50 felt comfortable posting pictures of someone else's mother online, then the same type of attention could come back his way. At one point, he even shared what appeared to be an image connected to a gravesite. That moment immediately intensified the situation and shocked a lot of people watching the exchange unfold. Within minutes, screenshots of the posts started spreading across social media. Blogs picked it up, fans reposted everything, and suddenly the entire internet was locked into the drama. Everyone was watching the situation escalate in real time. 50 Cent responded quickly, and his reaction was exactly the style people have come to expect from him. Instead of posting a long explanation or going into a serious rant, he kept it short and sarcastic. He posted a Pepe the Frog meme with LOL across it.
Now, I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying when 50 Cent get back and start being disrespectful too, I want to know what y'all gonna say and praise to. And yeah, I see y'all all commending King, saying that, you know, he's taking up for his mother like he should.
And underneath the meme, he added a short message basically telling King Harris to stay out of grown men's business. That was his way of brushing the whole situation off like it didn't even bother him. But King Harris clearly wasn't planning to step back from the situation that easily. On February 23rd, he came right back online and kept the pressure going, throwing even more shots across social media as the drama continued heating up. King didn't hold back at all. He called 50 Cent an attention seeker, saying the rapper had been using the same internet trolling tricks for nearly 3 decades just to keep himself in the spotlight. The message was clear. King believed the drama was all about staying relevant online. He also brought up the infamous moment from 2000 when 50 Cent survived being shot multiple times. That moment has always been a major part of 50's life story and his rise in hip-hop. But King argued that surviving something that serious should lead to growth and maturity, not constant internet drama and public trolling. And he wasn't done yet. He also referenced the famous 2007 album battle when 50 Cent's Curtis went head-to-head with Kanye West's Graduation. That showdown became one of the most talked-about release battles in hip-hop history. When the first week numbers came in, Kanye's album ended up selling more, which many fans saw as a major moment in the culture. But King kept the posts coming. He started digging through old photos and moments from 50 Cent's past appearances. One image showed 50 at a radio station holding oversized toys during the promotional event. King reposted it and used it as another jab while the internet watched the back and forth unfold. The situation kept escalating as King pulled even more people into the conversation. He tagged major names in the industry like Diddy, Rick Ross, Ashanti, and others to make sure the entire rap world was seeing what was happening. At that point, the drama had turned into a full online spectacle. Meanwhile, T.I. stepped in and stood firmly behind his son. On February 23rd, T.I. dropped a diss track titled The Right One, taking direct aim at 50 Cent. In the song, he accused 50 of talking tough while avoiding real competition in the rap game. The message was clear. T.I. was ready to respond on the mic. He also previewed another track called War, produced by DJ Toomp, which he said would appear on his upcoming project, Kill the King. That announcement alone had fans paying close attention to what might come next. Around the same time, T.I. released another record titled What Bully? The post included an old photo of 50 Cent from his extreme weight loss transformation for the 2011 film All Things Fall Apart. That image had already circulated around the internet for years, and now it was being used again as part of this rapidly escalating rap feud. But the situation didn't stop there. Soon, even more members of T.I.'s family stepped into the fight.
His oldest son, Damani Harris, joined the moment by releasing his own diss track. The song sampled Outkast's classic record Miss Jackson, which many listeners believed was a very intentional choice, considering how much of this drama centered around family. Then, on February 24th, King Harris decided to take things even further and jump fully into the music side of the battle himself. King Harris officially stepped into the music battle when he released a diss track titled Made Man. For someone who's only 21 years old, that was a bold move. King has spent most of his life hearing critics call him a nepo baby, someone who only gets attention because of famous parents. But with this track, he was clearly trying to prove he was willing to step into the arena himself. And not just against anyone either. He was going straight at 50 Cent, a rapper known across the industry as one of the sharpest and most relentless internet trolls hip-hop has ever seen. That alone made the situation feel unpredictable. But what made everything even stranger was how 50 Cent reacted. Instead of breaking down the diss tracks or responding with bars of his own, he barely addressed the music at all. Rather than turning it into a traditional rap battle, he kept posting things online that looked more like calculated trolling than actual competition. At one point, he even shifted attention to something completely different. He promoted his upcoming Broadway production, a revival of August Wilson's play Joe Turner's Come and Gone, scheduled to open on April 25, 2026. In the caption, he wrote, "Opening night, April 25th, no rappers, no bad BBLs, no little albino kids, just sold out Broadway." A lot of readers quickly interpreted that last line as a shot aimed at T.I. and Tiny's family. Some people believe the comment referenced one of their children who has albinism, a genetic condition that affects skin and hair pigmentation. The reaction online was immediate.
Like he should. I'm just saying, bruh. Your pops had it. You took your time to jump in this and your liberty to jump in this. So when you get those consequences, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. Drop it down in the comments. I want to know what y'all think.
That post didn't stay up very long. In fact, several of the posts connected to this feud were eventually deleted. But by then, the screenshots were already spreading across the internet. And just when people thought the situation couldn't get any stranger, the drama suddenly pulled in someone nobody expected to see involved. Tina Knowles, the mother of Beyoncé, reposted a positive video showing support for Tiny Harris. Her message wasn't messy or aggressive at all. In her caption, she praised Tiny and talked about what real feminine energy looks like. The post was simply meant as encouragement along with a video highlighting Tiny in a positive way. But because of who Tina Knowles is, the mother of one of the most powerful figures in music, the internet immediately started paying attention. Fans quickly spotted the post and began sharing it everywhere. Many people interpreted it as a quiet but meaningful sign that Tiny still had strong support from respected figures inside the entertainment world. And once that happened, the drama suddenly grew way bigger than just 50 Cent versus T.I. Instead of ignoring the moment, 50 Cent jumped right back into the conversation online. He reposted Tina Knowles' message and added his own sarcastic caption, turning what had originally been a positive moment into another round of trolling. That move instantly sparked backlash. A lot of people felt like dragging Beyoncé's mother into the middle of a rap feud was completely unnecessary. Social media exploded almost immediately with reactions. Some fans defended 50 Cent, saying trolling has always been part of his brand and that he was simply doing what he's known for. But others felt like this time the line had clearly been crossed. They argued that Tina Knowles had only been trying to support another woman, and the situation didn't need her to be pulled into the middle of the chaos. Within hours, the post was circulating everywhere online as the feud continued to spiral into an even bigger spectacle. Blogs, fan pages, and comment sections quickly filled up with thousands of opinions. Everybody had something to say about the situation, and once Beyoncé's family name entered the conversation, the spotlight on this feud suddenly became 10 times bigger overnight. At the same time, the Harris family clearly wasn't backing down either.
with King releasing Made Man, Damani dropping his own diss record, and T.I. putting out multiple responses. The situation had turned into a full family defense against one of the most famous trolls in hip-hop. But what made the entire moment even stranger was that 50 Cent still hadn't responded with music at all. There was no diss track, no freestyle, nothing on the microphone. Instead, he kept leaning into social media. Quick jokes, sarcastic captions, and meme-style posts that kept the internet talking every single day. And that difference in strategy became the real storyline behind the feud. On one side, you had T.I. and his sons responding through music and direct statements. On the other side, you had 50 Cent playing the long game online, keeping the attention exactly where he wanted it, on the chaos. Because whether people loved it or hated it, one thing was clear. The entire internet was now watching every single move in this drama. Tiny herself responded to Tina Knowles' supportive post with a simple thank you in the comments, showing appreciation for the encouragement. It was a calm and respectful response in the middle of a very loud situation, but the drama didn't calm down after that. Instead, 50 Cent jumped right back into the conversation again. He posted a photo of Tina Knowles and added a caption joking about grandmothers getting involved in rap beef. The tone was clearly sarcastic, and many people immediately felt like the joke was unnecessary. But he didn't stop there. 50 followed that post with a gif of Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, pulling off her earrings. The clip was a reference to the famous 2014 elevator incident involving Jay-Z. Over the years, that moment has turned into a widely shared internet meme. By posting it, 50 seemed to be sending a playful but pointed message in the middle of the feud. And that's when things exploded in a completely different direction. Beyonce's fan base, known worldwide as the Beehive, noticed the posts almost instantly. And once they got involved, the reaction online became overwhelming. Thousands of comments, reposts, and reactions flooded social media within hours. Fans rushed to defend Tiny and strongly criticized 50 Cent for dragging more people into the situation. The backlash came fast and loud. Then, on February 25th, something surprising happened. 50 Cent suddenly deleted every single post connected to the feud. Just like that, the memes, the captions, and all the trolling suddenly disappeared from 50 Cent's page. 1 minute, the internet was watching the drama unfold in real time, and the next minute, the entire trail of posts was gone. That move caught a lot of people completely off guard. This is the same artist who spent nearly 2 decades standing firm in public feuds with major names like Ja Rule, Rick Ross, and Diddy. Normally, 50 is the last person to back away from online chaos.
50 Cent respond back to T.I. and the Harris family. Stick around for update minute to minute on this conflict. If you're Team 50 Cent, make sure you follow me. If you're Team T.I., make sure you follow me. Let's go.
Yet in this moment, he wiped the entire situation from his page and went completely quiet. By that point, the drama had grown so massive online that reports even surfaced about local police departments receiving calls from people discussing the feud. Nobody involved was actually in danger, but the internet conversation had become so intense that some people felt the situation needed attention. That alone showed just how wild the online reaction had become. Even now, the internet is still split straight down the middle about what really happened. One side believes 50 Cent crossed the line first by bringing Tiny into a feud that originally had nothing to do with her. From that perspective, King Harris was simply stepping in to defend his mother after seeing her become the target of jokes online. But the other side sees it very differently. They believe King crossed a serious line when he brought up the memory of 50 Cent's late mother. To them, no matter how heated an argument gets, some topics should always stay off limits. And that divide is exactly why this feud keeps people talking even after the posts disappeared. What makes the whole situation even more interesting is how differently both sides handled the spotlight once everything reached its peak. After deleting the posts, 50 Cent went completely quiet about the feud, at least publicly. There were no long explanations, no apology videos, and no interviews breaking down the situation. just silence. And for someone known for constant trolling and quick online responses, that kind of quiet was very unusual. Meanwhile, the Harris family continued showing unity. T.I. kept promoting his music and upcoming projects, while his sons had already made their stance clear through their online responses and diss tracks. The message from their side seemed pretty simple: family comes first, and they weren't about to let anyone disrespect that without speaking up about it. For weeks afterward, fans and commentators across hip-hop media kept debating the situation. Some people argued that 50 Cent simply did what he has always done: provoke reactions and keep the internet talking. Others believed the moment crossed into personal territory that turned a normal rap disagreement into something much deeper. And that's really why this story stuck with so many people. What started as a simple conversation about a possible versus battle somehow spiraled into family arguments, diss tracks, celebrity fan bases jumping into the fight, and millions of people watching every post like it was a live reality show. Because in today's social media era, rap beef doesn't just live inside songs anymore. It plays out across the entire internet in real time. Sometimes the real battle doesn't even start in the studio anymore. It starts on the internet. In today's world, the first punches are usually thrown through posts, captions, and viral clips before anyone ever touches a microphone. Both sides of this argument actually have real points, and that's exactly why the internet still can't fully agree on who was right in this situation. Some people feel one side pushed things too far, while others believe the response was completely justified. But there's one part of this story that's much harder to debate: the bigger pattern behind it all. For more than 2 decades, 50 Cent has played the same strategic game online. He pokes at people, drops a sarcastic post, throws out a joke that hits a nerve, and then sits back waiting for the reaction. And the moment someone responds emotionally, the internet usually decides he won the whole exchange, no matter who actually made the stronger argument. That exact formula worked during his battles with Ja Rule, Rick Ross, and plenty of other artists who ended up reacting exactly the way he expected. Once emotions take over, the conversation usually stops being about facts and turns into pure entertainment for the internet. And when that happens, millions of people start watching the drama like it's a show. But this situation raised a very different question. What happens when the person firing back isn't the original rival, but a 21-year-old son defending his mother? When 50 Cent aimed his joke at Tiny, he may have expected it to hit a weak spot in T.I.'s camp, but instead it landed on the one person the family was never gonna stay quiet about. Suddenly, the situation wasn't just rap competition anymore. It became personal, and that's why this whole story keeps people debating even now. So now the real question is for you. Who do you think crossed the line first in this situation? Did 50 push things too far by bringing family into the joke? Or did King go too far when he fired back the way he did? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because this debate is definitely not finished. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who follows hip-hop news. More wild stories from the culture are always on the way.